All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another workshop by ProtoPie. Hope
Hi.
everyone is doing well. Good morning, good evening, depending on where you're calling in from. All right. So, like I said, this is not the first workshop. This is actually the second workshop. We already did one last week, also by Leah, one about interaction recipes. Leah, how do you feel today? Are you excited about this one?
Yeah, I'm very excited and also I have a little nervous. But yeah, I'm ready for this workshop.
All right, sounds good. Um, all right, let's see. We have a few more attendees coming in and the number is rising quickly. That's
Mhm.
good. All right. So let us know in the chat window whether you either participated in the launch event a few weeks ago or watched the workshop about interaction recipes last week. Love to hear from you.
Oh,
Nice. I see a lot of people were there. So I think most of the people they're going to be familiar with you, Leah.
yeah. I saw someone from Colombia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Our
yeah,
audience is very global. We have people from all over the world.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
New York. That's awesome.
Nice to meet you.
Great. All right. Let's see. Leah, how about we just get started? All right.
Sure.
So Leah, the floor is yours. Take it away.
Okay, let's start. Okay, so hi everyone. Here is Leah. If you attend my previous workshop, I think it's the second time I say hello to you. So I'm ProtoPie teacher, so I will help you to become ProtoPie expert. And if you missed my last workshop, don't worry, we have a recording. So Fredo, could you share this recording link to the chat window so others can
Yeah,
watch?
for sure. I'll send it there.
Yeah, thank you. And today we will learn interaction libraries. So with this feature, you don't need to build the whole interactions from the scratch. You can just simply drag and drop them to your Pi file. And also you can build your own library to share with your team. So that's the whole thing we will cover today. And so we will learn how to create interaction library first, and then how to use those libraries that we just created to quickly make a prototype. And the last, we will learn how to share those library with your team, and also how you can invite others to help you edit the library together. And as the whole webinars we did before, so at the last session, we have a live Q&A. So during the workshop, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the Q&A window. So my partner, Carol, Jenny, Dennis, Fredo, they are there to help you. And if the question don't be taken from them, don't worry, we will have the Q&A session. So I will answer you there. Okay, now let's start our first part, how to create interaction libraries. I will open my Pi file that I prepared already. Okay, so nothing in my this Pi file. Let's find out where's my library first. So we need to go to the left side and click this component panel. And as you can see here, we have three tabs libraries: team, personal, and public. So what's the difference between those three? First, take a look at this public libraries. So public libraries is provided by others. So those two provide by our ProtoPie team. So that means provided by us. So you can click one of them, and then you can see a ton of components already there. So that means you don't need to make interactions by yourself from zero. you can just simply drag and drop them to your scene. And as you can see, some components, they already have interactions there. So it can save your time, right? You don't need to make the tab or toggle these basic interactions directly. And also some components, they are icons or some images. So you can same drag and drop them. And also you can edit those content, this text, for example, change it to content. So also you can change some basic property like opacity, radius, or other thing else. But you cannot change the interactions in those components because those components made by others, and you can just quickly use them. Okay, let me delete them. We won't use the public library today. Okay, so this is a public library, so you can quickly use others, the libraries made by others. And above it, we have team libraries and personal libraries. So for team libraries, that means after you make a library, you can share it with your team. And also you can invite the collaborators to help you edit the libraries together. But for the personal library, you can only make it by yourself and use by yourself. So you cannot share it with others. So this is the big difference between team libraries and the personal libraries. And above those three libraries, we have a local components. So maybe most of you guys already know this feature we already provided before ProtoPie 5.0. So what's the difference between component and the libraries? So if you already have a ton of components, but you cannot share with others before 5.0. So that's why we add this library feature. You can add those components to a library and then share libraries with your team. Yeah, so this is the difference. So that means the library is a bigger concept, right? Okay, now let's learn how to create libraries. I think most of you guys already used the ProtoPie before, and maybe you already have some components in your Py file. So first, we will learn how to add those existing components to a library. So there are two ways to do that. First one, we can just create a library first, and then copy and paste those components to that library. Okay, let's try it together. So click this add icon beside the team or personal libraries. And then you will see this window. So no matter you choose the team libraries or personal libraries, you will see the same window. The only difference is the location, default location will be personal or team. And now let's give this library a name. Let's say online workshop. And description, interaction, libraries. Okay. So this is the library name. And then this time, let's add it to my own libraries first. So create it. Once you click the create it, a new window should be open. Yeah, here it is. So what's the difference between this window and our Pi window? So as you can see here, on this new window, there are purple bar is called a library edit mode. So that means the whole thing you change here, that means you are editing this online workshop library. So you are not edit the Pi file. So the components we will add here means you are add component to this library. It's not you just created a component in your Pi file. So that's the difference. So one is Pi file window, one is a library window. Okay, now we already have this online workshop library. And now we need to copy and paste those components from your Pi file to this library. So to do that, very simple, just click one of them and use your shortcut Command C. and open the window and Command V, then it's there. This first one is a default component we provide for you. If you don't need it, just delete it. Yeah, so this is the way how you can put the existing components to a new library. You can do it one by one, right? So I know maybe it's not the easy way. So we will add the multi-selecting features. That means in the near future, maybe next version, you can copy and paste them to this library faster. Okay, let me close it because we won't use this library today. I'm too fast. It's okay, Fredo?
Yeah, all good.
Okay. Okay, this is the first way we learned how to add existing components to a library. And the second one is I don't want to add it, copy and paste it one by one currently. So there are more easier way to do that. So go to this top bar on the top and find the file here. There are a feature we call this export as new library. So when you tap it, same window will show here. This time I will give a name is iOS 14 because those designs come from the iOS 14 and share with my team. This is description. And here this time I want to share it with my team, so I need to save it on my team cloud. Let's see, the current account I'm using belongs to two different teams. So I need to choose which team I want to share with. Now let me choose the online workshop and create it. So after created, this processing sometimes it take a longer or shorter. It depends on how many components you have in your Pi file. So when you do that, those whole components will be added to this iOS 14 libraries immediately. And however, you cannot use the components immediately because we haven't published it. To do that, we need to go to the library edit mode again. So click the edit library and then the new window will open. So as you can see here, those 9 components, the whole components I have in this Pi file already be added to this library at once. So now I already save it on my cloud. By the way, the whole libraries, no matter it's a team, personal, or public, the whole libraries we save it on the ProtoPie cloud. So if you want to use it or you want to share it with your team, you need to publish it. So that can help. Your team can see and use your libraries with this publisher. So let me create it, click it, and then give it version name, first version. So this time I added 9 components, publish it. Okay, now after you click your library, you can find this number is become to 9. So this number means how many components included in this iOS 14 library. Now when you click it, you can find those 9 components from your Pi file. Okay, so this is the 3 ways we learned how to create the libraries. Let's go back to my slide. So in the first session, we learned in ProtoPie, we have 3 libraries types, personal, team, and public. And for the public, you cannot add it because those are made by others. And if you want to share the library with others, you have to use team. And also depends on your plan. In ProtoPie, we have 3 plans. So individual, team, and the enterprise. So only the team and enterprise plans users can use and create the team libraries. And I want to point again the what we learned in this part. So we learned the 3 ways to create the libraries, but no matter which way you will choose, you have to go to the library edit mode to add the library. So this is the change we made this time. And also, if you want to use them or you want your team members use them, don't forget to publish the library. Okay, now we already have the components in the library. Let's go back to my Py file. And now we'll learn how to use those components to make prototypes, and also how you can managing those components in a good way. So just like other component features, go open your library and just drag and drop those components to your scene, right? So add a picture or add, let's see, this medium. And if you want to add interactions on this component, you can just deal with it like other layers. So you can start add interactions immediately on this component. So for example, now we want to make interactions is when I long tap it, I want this component start shaking. So these interactions you already saved several times on iOS. And when it's shaking, that means I can start drag it, right? And when I tap it again, I want it stop shaking. So to do that, you don't need to you don't need to do some special, just like generally add a long press to it, to this component, and then add rotate some responses to it. So this time I want to rotate it to 2. And the duration, I'd like to give it 0.1. So I want it to shake faster. And then add another rotate. This time I want it to rotate back to -2 with another direction. Yeah, here you are. See what we did, just like we do our interactions to general layers, right? And let me finish it. So when I tap it, I want to stop shaking. And also I want it to rotate to 0 without duration. So that means it will rotate to the original state immediately. See, this is the interactions we made for this component. Okay, so another one we want to let you know is how you can manage your components in a better way. Because now we only have 9. However, in the most cases, when you build your design system, maybe you have 50 or 100 components. So it's not easy to find the components you need in this way. So we want to grouping them. So to do that, you can grouping your local components out too, and also you can grouping your team libraries components. So this time I want to grouping them for my team libraries so that my team members can also use the same grouping structure as me. So same, we need to go to the library edit mode. So as I mentioned, if you want to change anything for a library, you have to open the library edit mode. And to grouping them is very easy. So what we need to do, just rename it. For example, this background image, I want to put it in the image group. So I just tap image and then with this slash. Then this background image will be added to this image group. So same as others. For example, this widget slash, and then it becomes to a component into this widget group. Same as others, widget slash medium. Maybe I add interactions, so I can give a name interactions slash medium. Same for another one, music interactions interaction slash. So this is the example how you can quickly grouping them. And don't forget, if you want to share this structure with your team, you should click this publish button. So save it first. When you save it, it won't share to your team yet. So it's just, you don't want to lose your data. That's why you save it. Now you need to publish it. So this is our second version. And what we change is we group the component, publish it. Then when we close it, as we can see here, it's need time to update it. Actually, if you click this book icon, when you click this refresh, it will check if there any updated to this component. And then you can choose you want to update all or updated one of them. So actually, this update notification will be sent automatically to your team members. But during this demo, we don't give enough time to the program. So in general, in the real situation, you don't need to worry, can they get the update notification? In general, they will get the notification in just 1 minute. Okay, so now we already have groups. And with these groups, of course, you can manage them in a easy way. But also, let's say here the interactions we already added to this component. However, now I want to change this component to another one. So in that case, you don't need to delete it and add it again. You just need to go to the component panel, and then you can see we provide related components. So those two components, because we put them in the same group, that's why we think they are related to each other. So you can choose them easily here, and the interactions won't be changed. And of course, if you don't want to change it to the components in the same group, you can also choose others, change to other components you already have in your Pi file or in your libraries. Okay, so this is the two things we learned how to use components and the libraries. So actually there are more complicated cases. For example, if you use a variable in your component, or you use the send and receive interactions in your component, how to make that happen. So that is the two advanced features. In this workshop, we won't teach that part. But if you have any questions, you can send us email and I can answer you. Okay, so this is the second part we learned how to use the libraries. And now, second part, we will learn how to collaborate with your team. And when I share with my team, I worried, can they understand what kind of interactions I add to my each component? So for example, when they get my this iOS 14 libraries, when they add this medium component, do they know they cannot tap it or they cannot drag it? They have to scroll or paging up and down. So I worried they cannot find the interactions I added here because they cannot see the interactions pieces I made for this component. So to help them understand how to use my each component, I can add component guide to them. So actually component guide, this feature we provide for local components too. So you can add it for local components. But here, I'd like to add it to my team libraries. So same, because we want to add something for the team libraries. So we need to open the library add mode again, and then choose the component I want to add guide on. So when you choose it, you can see here, we have component guide. When you click it, you can add description here. For example, paging up and down to switch widget. Close it. So then you can find the whole thing that you added here will be saved. And here, as you can see, we also have variables, message in, out. So those ones is for if you have variables in your components where you use the send and receive those advanced feature in your component, those values will be shown here automatically. So you don't need to add the whole thing by yourself. The only you need to add it is a description part. But in the current component, we don't have send, receive, or variable, so that's what is nothing there. Okay, so after add this component guide, don't forget save it. And again, if you want your team members see it immediately, you need to publish it. So this is our third version. This time, we added component guides, publish. Okay, so now your team members can see the guide, the component guide. So they can, first they need to check the update. If we wait a longer time, of course, the update notification will show there automatically. But here I want to refresh it manually. Here you go. Updated. And now when you click this medium, you can find this component guide beside the component. And then you can see the description I just updated. So your team members can check each component's guide, and based on it, they can make more interactions on it. Okay, and I also want to make sure who can help me to edit this library together, right? We only have 9, but I want to make more. I can't do it by myself, so I would need to check who can help me. So to add the library members, we need to do that on the ProtoPie cloud. So I think you already know ProtoPie have 3 parts, right? ProtoPie Studio, ProtoPie Cloud, and ProtoPie Player. So for the whole collaboration features, we added ProtoPie Cloud. For example, if you want to leave comments to your team, or you want to share the Pi file with a link to your team, or you want to manage your team members, or manage your project, or you want to create interaction recipes to your developers. So the whole features we provide on the ProtoPie cloud. So that's why now we want to add library members. So we also need to go to the ProtoPie cloud, this website. And here you already see those components I added here. So your team members can also see those. And the current team name is online workshop. This is my team. The whole members in your online workshop, they can use your libraries. So of course they should be editors, right? So the whole team editors, they can use your libraries. However, it doesn't mean they can edit the libraries you made. So if you want to help you, you should click this add button beside the library members. So as you can see, currently we have 4 members in our online workshop team. And I need one person to help me. Fredo, do you want to help me? Can I add you
Do I have
as
a do I have a choice?
thank you. And then, yeah, just click it and Fredo will be the library member. So that means he should can help me. He should edit this library with me together. Fredo, could you share your screen and let us know what happened after I add you as a library member?
All right.
I will stop sharing my screen.
Cool. I will try sharing my screen.
Yep.
Even
And
if I
turn on
want
my
to help you,
camera.
but I'm just a viewer, so can I help you? Sorry, Fredo.
It's
Thank you, Kat.
okay. It's okay. I got this. All right. So yeah, so this is the library that Leah just added me to. And as you can see here, I'm a library member, and I can see the components and the groups that Leah just made earlier. So yeah, I would love to edit this library. So let's open this in ProtoPie Studio. So you just click here and open ProtoPie app. And then the library should open, and we have ProtoPie in library edit mode. All right, as you can see, library edit mode because of the purple bar here at the top. So this is the first component in that library. And let's head over to the component panel, right? So here we go. We have the components right here. So Leah, which one do you think I should edit? How about
Yeah.
medium?
Yeah, medium. Could you check, can you see the component guide I just
Oh yeah,
added?
for sure. Yeah. So yeah.
Go to the medium.
Right, sorry. This one.
Yeah. So I think now you can also add the component guide with me because you are the editor.
Right.
Yeah.
So I can see the description that Leah added here. And if I would like to, I can edit this. For example, let me add a C right there. And if you like, Markdown is also supported. So if you want to make more changes, you can do that. So let's leave this one. And all right, so I like these components, Leah. You have some awesome interactions right here. And
yeah.
I can check them out straight away in the preview window. Awesome. However, there is one change that I would like to make though. Let's swap out the first photo. How about that?
Yeah, sure. Well, what
All
kind
right,
of?
so I think that should be image one. All right, so this is image one, as we can see. So let's replace this one. All right, so I have a photo ready here. There we go. I think this looks much better, right?
Much funnier.
Yeah, who's this handsome fella? Why is he so happy? All right, so as you can see, the interactions, they seem to work. Cool. All right, so this is actually our CEO, Tony. I think he's happy with the ProtoPie 5.0 release a few weeks ago. All right, so let's save this. And Leah, let me know if you see anything on your end.
Yeah. You are still saving it? Okay,
Yeah, so I'm done saving now.
Yeah, let me check if there anything changed from my side. Nothing changed. By the way, did you publish the library?
Right, my bad. So that's something that I didn't do. So you got to make sure that you always save and publish your changes when you're ready. So let's hit the publish button. All right, so what version should this be, Leah? Version 4, right?
Version 4, I think.
Okay. All right, so image 1 with Tony's awesome photo. There we go. So we have that as a description, and let's publish. All right, publish successfully. Would you like to check it on your end, Leah?
Yeah, can I share my screen? So I want to see show to our users. So now what we are showing to you, show you guys is we add one more editors for the library, and he further changed something for my library. But actually, I already used this library in my Pi file, right? So let's see what will happen if others change it. So here you go. As I said, we have the update notification. So click it. You can see, Fredo just make some changes, and this is a first version. And I want to update it. So I can choose if I don't update it, the whole thing just leave it there. But now I would like to see Tony's photo. Yeah, Tony is here. And the interactions doesn't change it. And also the interactions I added on these components is still here. Yeah, that's very perfect. Okay, so this is the whole thing we learned for the collaboration. Actually, for collaboration is there are a lot of complicated situations, right? How about more editors they add at the same time, and what will happen? So for the complicated situations, if you have any questions, you can ask in the Q&A window or just email us. And today we won't cover the whole situations may happen for a team. Yeah, so this the whole things we learned today about the live interaction libraries. So we learned how to create it, and then we learned how to use it. So we give you a tip with the slash, we name it with the slash, you can easily grouping them. And also we learned when you collaborate it, you can go to the ProtoPie cloud to add the library members. So that means who can edit the library with you together. And also we said we provide the component guide. And of course, this feature is not only for the interaction libraries, but also for the local components. Okay, so that's the whole thing I prepared for today's live workshop. And this feature we are keeping improving. So in the following versions, so of course we need your feedback and the suggestion. So please feel free to share with us in our feedback page. Fredo, could you share this link into the chat window?
Yeah, I certainly can.
Yeah, thank you.
And I will
So
do that. Yeah.
request for this feature, please leave them there. Okay, and before we start the Q&A session, I have a good news for you guys. We just extend the team plan promotion period. So you have a actual 3 days, depends on where you are, but the deadline is July 17, 5 p.m. PST. Okay. So now enough talking from me, and let's start the live Q&A session. I will pass my microphone to Fredo.
All right, Leah, thank you for the amazing workshop once again. So yeah, now we have some time for the Q&A. We already received a few questions that were answered by typing it in the Q&A window. But if you have any more questions that you would you have ready for Leah or for anyone else in our team to answer, this would be the right time. So Leah, take a brief break, catch a breath, and let's see. All right, people. So head over to the Q&A window if you have any questions. Let's see.
Thank you, guys. You helped me answer the whole questions already.
So there's let's go over a few questions that were answered already over by typing it, but maybe we can just discuss it verbally as well. So the first question that we received was, can I move components between personal and team libraries? Maybe you can answer this, Leah?
Yeah, so the answer is yes, is possible. So you just need to go to the ProtoPie cloud here. So if you wanna carve it, you can just choose it, a carve and choose this one. And then the whole libraries you already shared with your team members here, they will be disappeared.
Oh, sorry, Leah, the question was how to move components between personal and team libraries.
Oh, sorry.
No worries.
removed. Okay. So currently there are no there are no easy ways to do that, but it's possible. So you can just, let's say, open one added library and same copy and paste the components in your personal library to the team libraries. Do you want to make a live demo to show that?
No. I mean, up to you. But yeah, that's indeed the right question, the right answer to this question. So, as I answered indeed or already by typing it's right now, you can just copy paste them from one to the other, and then make sure to always save and publish your library before you or anyone else can use it.
Yeah.
All right. I think this is another question that would be worth to discuss. I already answered this question over chat, Leah, but maybe you can shed your light on this one as well. What would be the benefit of making your own libraries when you're the only one designing in a company, and no, you don't need any collaboration? So what is the benefit even if you're just alone?
Yeah, good question. Actually, for me, it's just my personal opinion. If you don't have a lot of components and you don't need to share with others, also you don't uh, you, you don't want to share with others, you can just leave them in the local components. But if you want to, let's say you have a 100 components and some for website, some for your mobile, right? Of course, you want to grouping them with two big groups. In that case, you can make two libraries. So one is you can call this for website, another one call this for mobile, and then put the components into two libraries, and also you can grouping components in each library. So for personal library and the local components, if you just have only few components, I think it doesn't matter. But if you have ton of them, I recommend to use personal library.
Yeah. And to add on top of that, it's just a lot easier. You always have your components at your disposal whenever you're making prototypes. Whether you're prototyping on one computer or the other, you always have them available. As long as you log in with your account, you can just start prototyping right away and make sure you have that consistency across all the prototypes that you make. All right, Leah, we have a few questions coming in.
Yeah.
And maybe this one is a fun one, I think. Can Leah please review a few of the popular and useful public library components? Maybe you can show a bit about.
Let me create a new scene. And so this is a public libraries. And if a public library, actually, when you download and install ProtoPie, everyone, no matter which plan you're using, you can see those two libraries in your ProtoPie already. And let's check iOS first. So here we have a navigation, and also we have a search bar and a slider. So with them, that means you don't need to add interactions, they're already there, right? So you can slide them. And also we have action sheets. So here you can see you have buttons, and also you can edit them. You want to change the button name to others, also fine. Also, we have this one, the loading. But for this one, we made it with a LOT file. So when you open it, it will start play automatically. Also, we have the pop-up window, and you can add the whole thing by yourself. And icons, pickers, segment, the toggle button, we already see that before. The toolbar, yeah. So currently we have 39 components in our iOS UI kit. But if you need more, let us know in the canning, the ProtoPie request the platform. And for the material, same. We have a app bar, banner, navigations, buttons, and also, as you can see here, we already add some interactions into this button. You see the rapid, this effect. So you don't need to make it again. You just need to change the button name and then use it immediately. Yeah. So I think those things you can also check it easier by yourself. You just need to download the ProtoPie. That's all. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Leah, for that quick demo. Yeah. So if you're, if you're curious about the public libraries, it's just a matter of making sure to update to ProtoPie 5.0, open the component panel, and you can find public libraries in there and just start using them. Great. I hope that answered your question, Lee. We have another question. Can I link libraries? For example, link my icon library to my iOS component library? I think this is a question that I can answer myself right now. So libraries at the moment, they exist on their own, separately from each other, based on what kind of type they are, like the ones that Leah explained. So yeah, so they exist separately from each other, and at this moment there's no way to actually link libraries with each other. But yeah, this would be indeed a feature request. So if you have a need for this and you'd like to see this happen, please let us know how you would envision this feature at protopie.canny.io. Thank you. There's one question that maybe we can cover, Leah. There was a question that was asked earlier. Can I check the history and restore older versions of a library?
Yeah. Yeah, so also the answer is yes. It seems ProtoPie can do anything for you. The answer I always say yes. To do that, you need to go to the ProtoPie cloud because we save the whole versions libraries on ProtoPie cloud. So you can go to, for example, this LS 14 library and click this one, version history. Then you can see here, today we add 4 versions, so you can check each of them, right? So because today we did add more, that's why maybe for you, you can know the difference. But if I add a 10 or 2 for each version, you can see what I changed with each version. And also, if you click the setting icon, actually you can restore it if you want to go back to this version. It's also possible. Yeah. I hope I answered your question. Yeah.
Maybe you can quickly restore the third version.
Third version, yes.
Yeah.
Restore. Yeah. So as you can see, restore it is not cover. It's not cover the old version. It's just created as a new version here. So you can add it. You can publish it. As I said, because when you restore it, it's just saved on your ProtoPie cloud, but it haven't shared with your team. So you need to publish it. And then you can add more information to give it another name. So 5th version or 10 versions. Yeah.
Cool, thank you, Leah. So I think it's really, really important to make sure you give your versions proper version names and add descriptions. I think it's going to be a lot easier for yourself as well as for your team members when you guys are working on library, so everyone knows what the changes are and what version it belongs to. Cool. So I think we actually went through all the questions that we received. Oh,
Yeah.
one more, right in time. If I want to set some animation effects and timing, etc., and reuse it for another screen, would it be nice to make it as a component? What's the best way to reuse my animation values?
Cool. I think I can answer this question. To do that, that's why we want to save your time because you don't want to make those interactions every time, right? So that's why we develop this component feature. So as you said by yourself, yes, you need to create them as a component. So let's see, you have several scenes here, but you can also drag them to different scene. So drag to here or drag to another scene. So with components is easier. So you don't need to copy and paste one by one to another scene, but just by drag and drop components. So I think is the easiest way for you. Yeah. And when you do that, don't worry, the whole interactions in this component, they will be passed duplicate at the same time, as you can see here. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that answered your question. So yeah, so usually you know, timing and easing are part of the interactions. So if you want to reuse those, then yeah, definitely using components would be beneficial for you. All right, so we have one more question, Leah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Are you able to view how the components in the public libraries are created?
Currently is not possible because, as I said, a public library is made by others. So that means maybe other people, they don't want you change their interactions, and also maybe they don't want you to see what kind of interactions they made. So what we can do, just use them, or you can change some basic properties. However, you cannot change the interactions or check interactions, what they made into each component for public library. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not able to see that, but however, you can see the component guide for each component, and there's you can see it as a little piece of documentation that you can rely on. So it provides the explanation, what does this component do, and some of the values that we use. So this is a good way to understand and use these components.
Yeah.
All right, so last question. How much is the discounted team plan price? So as Leah mentioned briefly, the promotion is until the end of the week. The discounted team plan price is 249 and a half US dollars per editor seat. And this would be the price for the first year of the team plan. All right, so I hope that answered your question. If you do have any other questions, yeah, let us know after this workshop.
Mhm.
Leah, could you go back to the keynote briefly?
Sure.
All right, so I'd like to thank all of you once again for taking the time and effort in participating in this workshop. And make sure to join our ProtoPie community if you like to ask more questions, talk to other users who've been using ProtoPie for a much longer time. And yeah, so we'll make sure to send this link in the chat window. And this would be it for today. Thank you very much. And yeah, have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you
Thank
guys.
you,
Bye bye.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Good job, Leah.
Thank you, Carol, Jenny, and Fredo.